So watch this. I'm going to ask AI to generate code for my workflow. And look, it think through the structure, pick up the right modules, and give me the complete playbook. No ChatGPT, no API keys, no Claude. This is running entirely on my local machine using Olama and N89. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to build this from scratch. So let's go. So here is what we are building. This is our zero-touch network architecture. Today we are focusing on these two components. Olama, our local AI engine that generate the playbook. The N89, the workflow engine that ties all together. The rest, GitHub, AWS Netbox, that's on the next video. Today let's get the AI brain working first. Alright, the first thing, we need a local AI engine. So we're going with Olama. It's free and run locally on your machine. So let's head over to olama.com and click download and grab the Windows installer. It's pretty straightforward to set up. Just run the exe and click through. Then Olama install as system application on your Windows machine. It's currently available on all operating systems. So once it's installed, you'll get a chat interface where you can browse and pull the models. And now here is the important question. Which model do we pick? So I put together this comparison. We got a models ranging from QM2 to half a billion parameters, only 400 megabytes, all the way up to DeepSeek R1 with 8 billion parameters, needing about 5 gigs of storage. Pi 3 mini at the 3.8 billion is a sweet spot for most of the people. But for this demo, we are going with the DeepSeek R1 with 8 billion parameters. Because it has a reasoning engine built in, you actually see it thinks before generating the playbook. It shows its chain of thought, which is really cool for understanding what AI is doing. Alright, now we understand about the AI modules on a high level. So let's select one of the model and it goes for download instantly. Next, we'll verify everything from our terminal. So I'm opening the VS Code with the PowerShell prompt. First, let's check the Olama is installed. So we are on the version 0.16.1, which is good. Next, check our model is downloaded using the Olama list command. And there it is. We got DeepSeek R1 with 8 billion parameters, about 5.2 gigs pulled few minutes ago. Now the fun part, let's ask AI to generate an Ansible playbook. And watch this, you see a thinking section first. It reasoning through what modules to use, what tasks to include, how to structure the playbook. And this what's make DeepSeek R1 different from Pi 3 or Tiny Llama. It actually planned before it writes. And then here comes the playbook. It gives OSPF process configuration, interface assignment, area configuration, and so many other stuff. Now is it perfect? Not quite. It's using iOS XR module instead of iOS we want. And some of the syntax really need a tweaking. But the structure looks okay. And in the real workflow, this is where the human intervention and the review on the GitHub comes in picture. And we'll cover that in the next video. Alright, one last check. Let's make sure that Olama API is accessible because N89 will talk to this API endpoint. So it is system IP followed by the default port number which is 11434/API/tag. On Windows PowerShell, you will get this security warning. Hit yes and you get 200 OK with your model listed in JSON. That's the same endpoint N89 will call over the network. Alright, so Olama is done on our Windows machine. Now we'll get to the second part of this video, N89. This is our workflow engine, the orchestration that is going to connect everything together. We're installing this one on our Ansible node. This is our Ubuntu machine inside Ivangi, same one we have been using throughout the series. So N8 runs on Node.js. So first let's make sure that we have that. And here is the installation command to load the npm and the Node.js on the Linux machine. So this pulls the version 20 from the official Node source repo. Let's verify it. Good, we are on the Node 20. That's what N89 needs. Now on the main N89 installation with a single command. The -g flag means we are installing it globally so that we can run it from anywhere. Now we are going to see a bunch of warning errors during the installation. These are just peer dependency warning. NPM is telling some packages want slightly different version for each other. It's normal with a big project like N89. As long as you see the final line like added some packages, you are good. These warnings don't affect the functionality. Great, let's fire up the N89 with a start command and it is initializing. And there it goes, and it is now running on 5678. That's the default port number. Let's click on this link which will open the application from the browser. Now we are done with the VS Code. From here on, everything is done from the N8 UI. Initially, we need to set up an account. Just put some basic details, doesn't really matter since we are using the free license of N89. Skip those initial template and stuff, click on the start from the scratch, which will open the N89 workflow canvas. This is where we built our automation. Alright, now before we start clicking around, let's go back to the architecture diagram and understand what we need to build here. Look at the flow. Step 1, user send the request. That's our webhook node. It listens for incoming HTTP request. When someone sends a curl command saying configure OSPF on all my routers, this is where it lands. So in step 2, this request goes to Ollama to generate a playbook. That's a HTTP request node. Let's talk to our Ollama API on our Windows machine. So for this video, we are building just these two nodes. Webhook in, Ollama out. Simple, right? In the next video, we'll add GitHub and AWS nodes to complete the full pipeline. But today, let's prove the concept works. Alright, let's build this step by step. First, click on the plus button in the middle of the canvas. Then search for webhook and select them. Now we need to configure the required parameters for this webhook. First, the HTTP method. Set this to post because we are sending the data to it, right? On the path, let's type user-request. That's all we need for the webhook. Simple one. Now we can test this webhook is actually receiving the request. For that, click on the listen test event on the top right. You can see a link to send the request as well as it is waiting for the request to come in. Next, let's go to any of our remote machine and trigger a curl request. We'll send a simple post request to N89 on webhook-test/user request with a payload. Configure OSPF area 0 on all routers. Just some random request to check the webhook. Then you can see it is immediately respond with workflow was started. So N89 received this one and look at the output. You can see the header, the body with our request text we set on the curl request. So webhook is working perfectly. That's great. So let's move on to Ollama node configuration next. Alright, now let's click on the plus after the webhook node, search for the HTTP request and select it. And this is the node that talks to Ollama. Okay, let's configure them. Method would be post. On the URL field, choose your Ollama machine IP address. In our case, it is running on Windows machine on default port. Scroll down a bit and turn on the send body field. On the body content type field, select JSON and specify the body field, choose using JSON. Now we need to give the prompt in JSON. I'll also drop in the comment section for you. And here it's actually saying to choose our local model. Then the prompt takes whatever the user sent via the webhook and wrap it with instruction for the AI. It also telling to generate the playbook, detect the right vendor collection and output via YAML. And the stream false means give us a complete response in one go, not token by token. Alright, we are done with the second node configuration. Let's test our workflow. So hit on the execute step on the HTTP request node. And in few seconds, we are getting the connection timeout, which indicate that N8 node is unable to reach Ollama machine, right? So let's check the Ollama side first. So the nested output indicate that Ollama is only listening on the local host. We need to change this to 0.0.0, which means that listen all the network interface. So open the PowerShell with admin rights and let's add this command. Now we need to restart the Ollama to pick up this change and kill the existing process and restart the fresh with the new bindings. Now you can see Ollama is listening on all interface. That's what we needed. Sometimes Windows Firewall could drop the inbound connection from the other machines. So let's add this rule to allow this particular port. Now one more thing before we trigger the request from N89, let's do a dry run from the N8 shell. And you can see it is get back with the model detail. And also look at the Ollama logs to see the get request is coming through the N8 node. Both is returning with API code with 200 success message. That's a quick fix about the connectivity issue when you have the service operating on the custom port. I just want to mention here since you may come across similar issue when you're running Ollama locally. Now we have fixed all the connectivity issues. Let's test this from N8 UI. Now back in N8 9, let's see a try. Click on the execute step on the HTTP request node. Let's wait. You can see the spinner going on the execute node. This time N8 is actually connecting to Ollama, no timeout. The request being processed. But after 5 minutes it fails again. Now look at the Ollama logs on the Windows. Post to the API/generate return with 500 error, approximately after 5 minutes. These are different problem than before. Before we couldn't connect at all, now we are connecting fine, but Olama is crashing during the generation. The reason is memory. If you look at the Olama startup log, total memory is 5.5 gig. Our DeepSeek R1 model is 8.2 billion parameters. When Olama loads the model weights into the memory and start allocating KV cache for the token generation, it exceeds the available system memory. Simple API calls like listing tags works fine because they don't require loading the full interference pipeline. But actual text generation, that is where the memory pressure hits. Olama tries, runs 5 minutes and eventually process fails with 500 internal server error. So we need a lighter model. Let's pull Pi 3 Mini. Pi 3 Mini is 3.8 billion parameters, less than half a size of DeepSeek, and needs about 2.5 gigs RAM, which fits comfortably with our 5.5 limit. So quick check with Olama list command. Both models are the DeepSeek R1 and Pi 3 Mini. Now update the N89 HTTP request in the JSON body. Change the model from DeepSeek R1 to Pi 3 Mini. Everything else stays same. So let's recap what we built today. We installed Olama on our Windows machine, a completely free local AI engine. We pulled DeepSeek R1 for the initial test and saw how it generated the Ansible playbook from plain English right from the command line. Then we installed N89 on the next node, our workflow orchestration engine, and we built two nodes workflows, a webhook that received the request and HTTP request node that sent them to Olama for the playbook generation. Now you can see the HTTP request when successful using the Pi Mini model and see the response on the output tab on the right side. And in the next video, and this is where it gets really exciting, we're going to extend this workflow with GitHub integration. So AI generate the playbook, get pushed, and pull the request for the human review. And once you approve and merge that PR, it automatically triggers AWX to deploy the configuration to the network devices through the Netbox inventory. It's a complete zero-touch pipeline from plain English to deploy the network configuration with approval gates in the middle. Hope you enjoy this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.